Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and in this video I want to cover Deep Dives Week 3. This is June 6th, Week 3 of Season of the Deep, and we have Deep Dives, so we have Abyss Depth finally open and available. Now, when we go in this one, I don't actually complete the Abyss Depth solo. I just had a bad luck. I've been getting close. I'll eventually do it, but what I'm really here to do is show you guys the plants and the flora for each of the depths, so all three. But to know, you actually have to complete the job at midnight depth to even be able to get the plants on the way to Abyss. So make sure each job that you finish, like on the normal depth, if you're just going for the plants and the flora for the triumph, you can do the normal difficulty. You don't need to do pressure trials. But if you are going to go for pressure trials, now they're going to be worth it because you can do pressure trials on each level and you can end up at like tier 7. If you can do all of them, exotics can drop. Enhancement prisms can drop. I think at tier 7, exotics have a pretty good chance of dropping. I don't know if deep dive keys are going to help that one. They might. So if you're going to go for like the big push, you might go run some salvage, see if you can get yourself some deep dive keys first. That might help you out. Now, as a solo player, I went in here with a very specific build, mainly because this mod sucks as a solo player. I wanted to kind of run through. So I recommend match made for all of you guys. I just want to do this private to show you the mechanics and kind of explain everything. But togetherness, if you're a solo player, is still active. And honestly, in my opinion, that shouldn't be that way. So I'm literally running with next to no recovery the whole time, so I had to go a health regen mode. Now, as this is on, you may want to have some health regeneration, but you probably don't need to rely on it quite as much as I did. Also, at midnight depth, famine is going to be rough because you've got ammo. And then on the abyss depth, arc damage incoming is going to be 25% increased, which is going to hurt if you've got exploder thralls or anything like that. So concussive damper, arc damage resistance, almost double arc damage resistance might be worth it at abyss depth for sure. To make sure. And then if you have anything like scavenger mods or ammo finders, those are going to be big to help each other. Ammo scouts, maybe, depending on if you're running together, really helping your team out if you're going for those pressure trials. Another thing you can do, which I don't love that I seem to have to do this one, but before you load into that first level, if you're going for pressure trials to start high, go find a rally flag somewhere and get yourself full ammo, load back into orbit, or load straight into the activity once you have the ammo, and that way you can keep it. So let's go. I will show you kind of the cut basically is going to be tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Show you where the plants and the flora are for all of them. In case you missed any of the previous ones, you can pick up all 6 at the same time. And then I'm going to show you the boss as well. The jobs can vary, whether it's depending, fueling the energy for the drill, the repairs, a couple different ones that you're going to have to do. And the main thing here is just staying alive. It's harder to do it solo. That's why I didn't quite show all the combat in there. But the boss room, I did want to show you the mechanics. A little more of rinse and repeat, so I did speed up one section, but let's jump into this one and I'll show you how it works. And this is why I have the build that I do as a solo player. This is kind of mean, but here we go. All right, so again, when you do one of these runs, part of it is like how lucky you are with your modifiers. So I've got melee ability accelerant. As I'm running a bonk camera, I really am not going to use much of that. Enhanced energy weapons though, 10% enhanced energy and passive ammo special regeneration. So if I have any ammo that I can put here for kind of a passive special, I could see about setting something like that up. I've got something like Cartesian coordinate that would go with my build actually fairly well. So I could run with something like that and then maybe switch over to like an SMG up at the top. We'll see how it goes for now, but I do have that as an option, but at least my energy weapons are going to be doing a little bit better. It is hit or miss on these, modifiers. So sometimes you're going to have a good run. Sometimes you might have one really doesn't work for you. I was running basically a full solar build and I got an arc modifier, so take that for what you will.
What did you call me? You don't like it?
Alright, so when you get started, we'll come in here and we'll grab our switch. And we'll grab the first two, the plant and the flora. When we're done with those, I'll jump to the midnight depth and show you those next. But as you come down here, the first one is not too bad to find. Probably all seen it multiple times now. When you fall, you're going to see this big collection of yellow in the middle. If you follow this big yellow sponge counterclockwise around the middle section, and then head to your right, you'll come over through this somewhat like low tunnel, come over here, and this will be your first plant. And then the flora is going to be right near the bottom, almost before you get to the door. So work your way back to kind of the main falling point. Grab your air as you go down. Grab any alkaline if you see it. It's a bonus for reputation, free glimmer, no big deal. If you're full on glimmer, you won't see any. And then as we work our way to the bottom, when you see the big structure outside, you'll know you're close to the twilight, kind of the first level plant and flora. It's going to be right down here. All right, I'm going to go inside, handle the combat for this level, and I'll see you guys when it's done. All right, so if you're going down to the next level, this is going to be the Midnight Depth. We're going to be looking for our plant and our flora here. Covered it last week, but just in case you missed it, or your first week seeing the video, we'll cover all 3 sets of them here.
I'm joking. Probably.
Now, on this one, you'll have the big, giant opening to go down in the middle. Skip that. Go to the right over here. You're going to have a vertical door entrance, so just hop in there. When you fall, do a 180 U-turn, and you'll kind of have the opening right here. And usually on this one, I'll walk past it. That way I can pick up an air bubble. Then it will usually give you a fair amount of time to harvest. We'll come back here, and it just seems to be this little, like, maybe this donut, whatever it is on the ground right there. You're good. Fall down. I generally veer a little left. However much you think you can do to get across. Don't fall into the fan. It'll actually kill you. Hit the switch to stop the fan. Grab your air bubble and fall down. And then as you fall, your flora is not going to be on this level. Again, if you see alkaline, grab it. But it will be on this one. So if you see this little like perch as you fall down, this is the right level. And as you would be heading this way with this little like kind of spire, turn to your right. It's right over here. Nice little glow on this guy right there. So that is your Midnight to Depth plant and flora. And we should be at the door here soon. I'll knock that combat out, and then I'll show you guys Abyss, which so far it's been rough. So I'll go knock this one out, and I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, so once you finish Midnight, we're going to jump down. You're going to have 2 entrances to go in. Really doesn't matter which one. I'll go on the left to show you. And then as you fall, all you're going to do is make sure grab an air bubble on the way down. And whichever side you enter, you're going to kind of go halfway around the little semicircle U, and you're going to have a switch. That switch will open the door, but before you leave, back up, turn 90 degrees to the right, veer right up this hill, and you've got your plant that's going to be right here on the hill. I don't know which one this is going to be, somewhere there. So we're going to grab an air bubble, and then if you're facing the switch, you're going to go to the left to exit this area. You've got a ways till we get to the next one. It's going to be by kind of the next switch, actually. So we're going to work our way to the next falling point. See the big red area, go down it. Grab air as you do. If you need air, there's one right up here on this plant. Come around the corner. I'm just always grabbing air bubbles just to be safe. Now, when you make this next substantial fall, facing this way, the switch is going to be right around this pillar here in the middle. You'll come around, face the switch, and you probably saw it up there. So it's going to be up here to your left. This is your flora. You want to make sure you got an air bubble around, so make sure you grab that one if you're grabbing the flora. And then we'll come back in this direction. The door will be open now that we just opened. We're going to get to Abyss Depth. This is the one that you got to do for the Triumph. So you got to actually complete at least the job. Doesn't have to be pressure trial, but you got to beat the job here to make sure you get the Triumph done and the challenge. And then we'll get to the boss. And I'll explain the boss, but you don't have to do it 3 times. So Arc Threat is up. So make sure, like, arc damage resistance, concussive damper, probably going to be a nice piece to get here. And we'll see if we can get this done. If I'm successful, I'll leave it in here, and we'll move on to the boss. Alright, well, I did not finish the Abyss Depth job, so I've still got to get that done. But I do want to get this video out to you guys so you know where the plant and flora is, so you understand the boss mechanics. Just know I'm on Tier 3. If you finish the Abyss Depth, you are going to be facing something a little tougher. So keep that in mind. You're going to be facing a couple different difficulty types here. So you might go Solar, Arc, and Concussive for the range. What this guy shoots at you is kind of a mix. And we're going to start, and I'll hopefully show you guys how this one works. It's the same thing, rinse and repeat 3 times. Only difference is on the 3rd phase, you'll have a few snipers that pop up, so watch out for those. But I'll kind of show you a way to manage all of this as we go through it. So part of what you're going to be dealing with is a couple of these goblins that are going to basically be really annoying. And then once your shieldy guys are gone, then it's just going to be nuke this guy down. Now I'm not going too aggressive. I've got kinetic tremors on this thing, so I'm just going for some primary damage killing. Honestly, if you run out of ammo, switching over to something like Malfeasance would work really well. This is just a scout rifle and I get kinetic tremors on it, so I know it's going to do okay. But Malfeasance puts in some work, let me tell you. Like, it really does. I've got at least grenade recharge here, so I'm going to play a little stronger on that side. Yeah, his arc bombs, his solar fire. This is Kelgorath, so this will be your third boss. And I'm basically just taking it slow. Trying to make sure I don't get nuked too bad. And again, I've got restoration on. So a healing grenade might be better for some people in here, especially because the restoration sucks if you're by yourself. My suggestion, just run this match made. Get this done match made in a group and you're going to be a lot happier. You may not get your pressure trials done, but you should at least get the jobs done on each level. So it's going to be a little better. So I know this is a little slow. So I just want to show you, you've got 2 blights that you're going to have to take out. Each one of the checkpoints is going to be 2 blights, and then you'll have some ads to deal with, so taking out the ads will be kind of crucial. You're going to be right on top of some when you get here, so something like a super is going to be worth doing just to take everything out. Kinetic Trimmers is not doing too shabby for a primary kinetic. Okay, we're good. We're going to get our spawn. If you need to back up for this one, you can. Now, I can pop restoration in here, so that's why I'm doing this the way I am. Gotta love these guys, though. Where's the wizard? So again, I'm just trying to show you guys the mechanics, but you're gonna have some ads off to the sides. Usually a straggler here or there. And all you need to take out is what's inside. So if you get a little restoration working, do whatever you can. I'm just going to probably have to whittle this thing down with primary just because of my build. There are way better setups for this, I promise you. So this is one, and now the opposite one's on that far pillar. Now this is where I would recommend taking out... You're going to have some ads in the middle, so be careful. And those are the ones I was talking about. Actually, they apparently happen on every level when you take one out. But the vandals appear in the middle, and they can just be a little frustrating. Now I've got kinetic trimmers on this, so I can put in work slightly differently. But all I'm trying to do is take the wizard out. If he peeks his head out. There we go. I just don't want him over there. So you are going to have to be a little mobile on this one. Take the outer path. You don't want to get near the boss. At least to give me some ammo, so we can wail on this thing for a little while. And then it's going to be the same thing. You got 2 more sets. Once that's down, same thing's going to happen. You're going to have some ads across the middle. So throwing a grenade out there. The goblins are going to do their shielding fun, so be careful about those. You can be as cautious as you need to be here. No real need to rush this one. This is a different boss fight than before. You get a little more flexibility with this one. And again, I'm doing this with the kinetic trimmers, remember. That's why I'm going to get the little blast that happened at his feet. That one probably will kill him. And now, I'll just work him down. So I'll skip ahead after damage is done. I'm going to sit back here and I'm working down. Alright, we should be getting to the next phase. You're going to have 2 more blights, 1 on each side. So again, this platform or the top both work. Not really a big risk. You're going to have to go inside, so be careful. You are going to be greeted by a few ads here too, so don't worry. Don't think you're going to be alone up here. I can blast him because I've got that weapon. You got more wizards this time, so just know that you're going to be a little more populated with wizards. This is where something big like Xenophage works really well to take him out. You got some guys across the way if you want to make sure you're not getting, you know, binged from really far away, pinged, whatever. I just need a good angle. So I like doing this from range, just clear all the adds out. This is kind of low stress, pretty easy. And again, if you can get to tier 7, I think this boss is not going to be that bad. Tier 7 is where you're going to get your exotics, things of that nature. So if you do a pressure trial on every one, that's how you're going to be able to get that high. There we go. He's down. So now I can go working on this stuff. Looks like they got some nice ammo there waiting for me. Alright, so I'm going to grab that, and then I'm going to just run by him. Notice when you take out each first blight, you are going to be greeted by a couple of these vandals. Just watch out for them and be careful. And as we come down the backside, same thing. Again, I'm not running Synthoceps, anything like that. It's probably the faster way to do it since I've got the ammo. And then now you got more guys hanging out. Now you might have some more vandals, so be careful. Kind of check your surroundings. See what's out there. You might try and just cook first. You know, throw a big Nova Bomb, throw a big super. Take out your goblins. And again, this is just tier 3. That's why he's dying like this. If you're on tier 7, it's going to be some work for sure. But you'll have 3 people with you, so it's not scaling to a solo player, but we'll deal with that later. Almost done, and we'll get our rewards. So again, this is tier 3. If you finish Abyss, which you probably will do with a group, it's not going to be that bad. Just trying to do it solo is a little difficult. You'll get tier 4, so it'll be a little tougher down here, but not too bad. If you do pressure trials, then you're going to go 5, level 6, and level 7 if you do a pressure trial on all 3. But honestly, for something like that, you're definitely going to want a group. But with drifting apart on you the whole time, this is how long it takes my health to come back. Not even in the red. Still sitting there, has not moved. Then it finally kicks in. I swear it's like -10 recovery.
So you and the long girl had each other's backs the whole time Titan was in the dark, huh?
So grab your rewards, get your reputation bonus, and that is Deep Dive Week 3. So that is all 6. 3 of your plants, 3 of your flora for all 3 of the weeks. And then that is the final boss fight explained. As for the jobs and everything, I just recommend match made, but know this week you could have some restoration health issues, so if you got a healing build, that's going to be beneficial. Let's get back to orbit and wrap this up. But yeah, I mean, for this one, it's really up to you what you bring in here. I mean, if you bring a shotgun, any type of special ammo is going to be pretty good. I was just going with a light primary ammo build there. Heavy ammo, anything that kicks pretty hard. And honestly, you can just be lucky or unlucky with your modifiers too. I could have some better modifiers and probably would have actually done pretty well. Almost had the Abyss depth. I'll get that eventually by myself. But hopefully this guide's beneficial to all of you so you can see the boss, kind of understand the bit damage phases. And that way also so you understand where each one of the plants and flora are. So I didn't actually succeed at the Abyss depth. That's why that footage isn't in here. But with a group, normally shouldn't be too bad. If you're trying to go pressure on all of them, that's going to be a challenge for sure. So good luck out there. If you enjoyed this one, drop a like below, leave a comment if you got questions. You can find me on Twitch or Twitter. We're like 400 subs away from 100K, so if you're new and you enjoy it, hit that subscribe button. See you soon.